What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Penny, and I'm just coming at you today with a quick video of the simplest guide to dialing in your diet. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to determine if you are in a calorie surplus or a calorie deficit. So what are your goals, right? Are you looking to lose weight or are you losing to gain weight? And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to weigh yourself just once a month, and you're going to determine, are you losing weight when you weigh yourself, when you're weighing yourself, or do you notice that you are gaining weight? Every time you weigh yourself, you obviously weigh a little bit more. So which group are you in? If you're losing weight, then you're in the deficit. If you're gaining weight, you know you're in a surplus. So generally what happens is, on average, people tend to gain about 5 pounds every year. And so about every 2 to 3 months, you're putting on about a pound, and that's on average. That's where most people are at. And so if that's you, then you are probably in a slight calorie surplus. Now, the second thing you want to do is you want to determine how much protein are you eating every day. So I'm going to challenge you to track your protein intake. So instead of tracking all your calories, tracking your carbs and your fats and everything like that, all I want you to do is track your protein. And are you hitting your protein targets? Now, I'm going to briefly describe to you or explain how you can determine your protein target, but if you have any questions about that, let me know. So in general, you want to be hitting about 70% of your body weight in protein. So for me, I'm about 200 pounds, and so 70% would be about 170 grams. Now that's on the high end. Now a more detailed way to figure out a better number is you want to figure out how much lean body mass you have. So if you have access to a local gym or someone that can give you your body fat percentage, what you can do is you basically take your body weight and then you figure out what your body fat percentage is, and you figure out how many pounds that is. You subtract it from your total body weight so that you get your lean body mass. Now, so for me, my lean body mass is about 165 pounds. And so I'm going to actually take that number on my high end of my protein target range, and I'm going to multiply it by 0.7, and I believe it's about 115, I could be wrong, about 115 to 165 grams of protein per day. Now, if I can, I want to get closer to that 165 grams per day, at bare minimum, I want to make sure I'm hitting that 115, and so you can do that. Figure out your lean body mass, times it by 0.7, and then that's your protein target range. So you're going to determine if you're in a calorie surplus or deficit. I'm going to go with an avatar that's most people. So let's say you're in a slight surplus and you're looking to lose weight. Now you're going to determine if you're eating your protein target. And for most people, they're probably not hitting their protein targets. Well, now your goal is just to try to get in your protein targets. That's all I'm telling you to do. So I'm not going to tell you to go into some severe calorie restriction. In fact, that's not what you want to do. And so why is protein so important? So studies show that people who are in a calorie surplus that are eating enough protein actually tend to gain more lean body mass. So lean body mass is muscle. So if you're in a surplus and you're hitting your protein targets, you're probably going to put on lean body mass, which is going to look more aesthetically pleasing, and it's just a better type of body mass to have on you as opposed to body fat. Now, people who are in a deficit and are losing weight, which if you want to lose weight, that's going to be your goal. People who are in a deficit of calories, who are hitting their protein targets, are going to lose more body fat and lose less lean body mass. So whether you're in a surplus or a deficit, hitting your protein targets is going to facilitate keeping lean body mass. And lean body mass is exactly what you want for that lean, tone, firm appearance. But not only that, when you have more muscle on your body, your metabolism is increased, and that's what you want as well. So if you do what many people do, this mistake of cutting your calories severely, you're not hitting your protein intake, then what can commonly happen is you're losing body weight, but you're losing body weight in the form of muscle. So your body's eating away that muscle because it's expensive tissue and it's trying to decrease the metabolism of the body. And so now you may have lost 10, 20 pounds very quickly, but typically when people lose a lot of weight like that really quickly, it's either water weight or they're actually losing lean body mass, so they'll actually lose weight, but their body fat percentage will look higher and they won't look any better. And so that's why it's also important for you to take a before picture, so that let's say you do what I'm telling you, and you're tracking your calories and you're making sure you're hitting your protein targets and you're training. Let's say your body weight stays the same and you're kind of discouraged, but you know you've been training consistently, you know you've been hitting your protein targets. what can usually happen is people are losing body fat, they're gaining lean body mass, so they lost the fat, they gained the muscle, right? And so their body weight is actually about the same, but they look a lot different, they look a lot better, firm, tone, and all those things. So beyond that and those simple guidelines, the other thing I would say is if you want to take the next step further, your diet does have to be practical. You have to be able to, it has to be able to be sustained over a long period of time if you're actually going to get real results from it. And so if you're looking to lose weight, again, all you need to really do is look at what your diet is. You don't need to make any crazy changes, especially if you're only gaining a couple pounds every few months. Little changes can go a long way. So let's say you're like me and you're someone who likes to snack at night, then you just need to make a change, right? So let's say you're snacking like 5 nights out of the week. You need to change that up and say, okay, if I snack at night, I'm not gonna snack the next day. That's a practical thing to do. So you snack one day, you don't snack the next day, and you're already cutting a lot of calories out of your diet. Or let's say you like to have an alcoholic beverage at night, you're gonna start cutting down those calorie high drinks, right? Like sodas, alcohol, things like that. And I'm not telling you to quit cold turkey, I'm telling you to look at where you're at right now and just cut it down a little bit. Cut it down a little bit. Let's say you like to have a bag of chips with your lunch, cut that bag of chips out. It's just making these little changes that'll make a big difference over the long term, especially when you add all those calories up over that few months, and now you're actually losing a pound or two every couple months. You're eating your protein intake, so you're facilitating gaining that muscle. You're gonna have that firm tone look in combination with training frequently. That's kind of the magic recipe. In general, for most people, that'll work. I hope it helps you out. If you have any questions about that, hit me up. See y'all later.